What's up, everybody? Blake Aye with Revolutionary Strength Academy. I had a question on Facebook. Someone asked a question. It was Tony, so I'm going to answer Tony's question for everybody. I figured, why withhold information? So his question was that he noticed that we use kettlebells and body weight a good bit in our training, especially with beginners, especially as assistance exercises for other main lifts. And he asked why we use kettlebells and body weight. So, Tony, here's why. Here's some reasons. I would take forever, not forever, but it would take a while to go through the specifics of all the reasons why we use kettlebells. But the main reasons are our philosophy is a minimalist philosophy, and we don't want to waste our time or energy doing things that don't work or could be done better with a different tool. So we like the idea of the minimum amount of effort and work for the maximum amount of payback and improvement. So the kettlebell fits right in as one of those best bang for your buck tools that gives you just another layer of skill and movement on top of many other qualities. Of course, we do believe in being strong, so we like to get people a little bit stronger first. We think that strength is a greater quality, and that it applies to many other facets of fitness and conditioning. Being stronger usually makes everything else better. So we start with the aspect of strength, but really underlying all of that is quality of movement. Now, we use the kettlebell as a tool to teach and train quality movement, just normal human movements. We use many other tools to train normal human movements, but kettlebells lend themselves really well, and they have many variations and facets that contribute to good quality movement, and we use them to teach that. A couple of really, common sense reasons why we use kettlebells is you can't swing a barbell, and it's kind of hard to swing a dumbbell. You can swing a dumbbell. It seems a little bit awkward, but the way the kettlebell is designed, it was designed for swinging, for hip hinging and hip extension. And it's not just another weight that you put on the rack and do curls with. It has a specific use. Using it properly takes skill and instruction. So we feel that the kettlebell is a good tool to teach those skills. Okay. Some other reasons that we really like the kettlebell is force production with the hips, teaching folks how to produce force with their hips faster and faster, and how to catch force with their hips as well. It's really important. People don't realize that, is how to catch the weight with your hips instead of your shoulders having to strain to stabilize, or your knees. So your hips are catching the weight where you're supposed to. That's a very athletic movement. They're great for spine health and back health because of the trained right, because of the hip extension and the glute activation. Since we're stuck in chairs a lot and tend to be short and tight in the hip flexors, the kettlebell the swing especially, is great for hip extension and glute activation, which tends to alleviate a little bit of low back pain caused by tight hips and sitting and all that stuff. So the swing ends up being the center of the kettlebell universe, like we like to say in Strong First. And everything, other skills like the clean, the press, snatches, jerks, all these other skills, front squats. You can't front squat without a good rack position. So you can't rack position or clean the kettlebell without knowing how to swing. So it all comes back to the swing, and which all comes back to you can't swing a dumbbell or a barbell. Another really great benefit of kettlebells is the way it loads your shoulders when you're doing upper body or shoulder work, such as military presses or any kind of overhead stability type work. The kettlebell fits on your arm a little bit different than a dumbbell. So it allows you to really stabilize the shoulder while you're working with weight overhead. because of the center of gravity on the kettlebell displaced, which comes back to swinging. It makes it a much better tool for swinging and hip extension, and also for how it sits on your wrist. It is much more conducive for pressing than a dumbbell. Most people that have trouble pressing dumbbells tend to get some relief pressing with kettlebells because of the way that the weight sits on their arm. Really quick, one more that I can think of, tension and relaxation. It's a great tool to learn how to be tight with the hips and then how to be relaxed. So if you look at sprinters, their muscles are on, off, and the better sprinter can go on to off faster. So the skill of fast hips into extension and tension to relaxation is the two sides of the performance coin. So beginners, instead of throwing them under the barbell and try to teach them Olympic lifting or something, we just teach them the kettlebell swing, and it takes care of many of the sort of subtle skills of hip extension and athletic movement and jumping that are a little harder to learn on other tools. Really can't come up with anything right now. If you have more questions about the kettlebell, definitely don't be afraid to ask questions. And also, come on in for a free trial, 1 week free trial if you want to try it out. Anybody that's interested, 1 week free trial, basic kettlebell and bodyweight intro classes. Thanks for watching. Any more questions, hit us up. Thank you. Revolutionary Strength Academy.